do we care? I mean, because it's in London, it's a big deal. Right. And that's it. That's the whole deal. That's the only important part of it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Hot Take episode brought to you by the Combat Talk Podcast, as always. But before we get into the video, you guys know it's your girl, Sophia, as your host. But remember, before we get into our hot topic today, because I can't spoil anything yet, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell so you never ever miss another episode of the Combat Talk Podcast. But without further ado, let's get into our hot topic. Today's hot topic is going to be, is the UFC throwing way too many events? And the reason why that I'm talking about this is because a lot of the fight cards that we're starting to see, for example, like the UFC White House card, and Evloff versus Murphy, these aren't cards that we're excited about. We don't have fights that we're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go watch that. Now, before my generation, Gen Z, a lot of the guys that fought, like Matt Hughes and, GSP, Nick Diaz, and many others, there was only about 2 fight cards a month. But wait, really quick, you guys like the hoodie, right? I mean, it's cool merch. I mean, you see the sleeves? You guys know who it is. It's Hayabusa, my sponsor. But also remember, you guys can use my code, Sophia, in all caps on your next order to save you guys some money. But let's get back to the video. Like I was saying, back years ago, in the early 2000s and mid 2000s, we had fight cards once or twice a month, and you guys were always intrigued. I mean, I was always intrigued. But do we have that anymore? I mean, we're not having fights that we want to watch. I mean, yes, UFC Miami is interesting, and it's really cool. However, when we have a card like the UFC White House card, you would think we're going to have Colby Covington. We're going to have someone exciting. Also, the next fight card, Evloff versus Murphy, do we care? I mean, because it's in London, it's a big deal. Right. And that's it. That's the whole deal. That's the only important part of it. Now, I think we need to go back to having maybe at least 2 fight cards a month, because then you can really take the time to say, yes, this is who I want on the fight card, and we can take the time to make these fights and make them matter again, and make the UFC entertaining. When you have fights every weekend of the month, it doesn't do any good. Maybe, yes, but at the same time, we always say in the fight community, oh, if I miss this card, there's another one next weekend. It's like a jiu-jitsu tournament or an amateur fight. I can just go catch one another day and go catch one the next weekend, right? However, as the UFC's progressed, we're seeing that there's more and more fight cards, but we're not seeing the fights that we want to see. And to be honest, what's the next good fight card? Is it UFC Miami? Who knows? However, we need a structure that is really going to be in place where we can have fights that maybe the fans could pitch in and say, hey, we want to see that. Not whatever MMA news article thinks is better for us, because those are the people that don't trade. And a lot of the people that say in the comments, Sophia doesn't do the sport, Sophia doesn't do the sport. Well, for the people that don't know, I do this podcast from my perspective. I'm doing it as someone that trains MMA and competes in jiu-jitsu. I've been doing this sport for 6 years. I've seen a lot of things happen. I've seen and heard a lot of people talk about UFC's losing interest, and I don't know if I really want to watch anymore, because if I miss a fight card, like I said before, I can go watch it on the playback on Paramount Plus or, on YouTube, or I can just go catch the next fight card next weekend because there's another one. We're losing interest from the fans that love UFC and love MMA in general. I mean, we have Ronda Rousey fighting Gina Carano when that could have easily been a top fight on the UFC White House card, but Dana didn't want that because he wanted it to be this big thing. Like I said in the video before about the UFC White House card, a lot of you guys were talking about how it's bad takes. Would you have watched some of those fights anyway? No, exactly. So we need a fight card that's really going to make us be like, yeah, I need to watch that. Because honestly, Yuri versus Yulberg, that's actually a good fight. I mean, when you look at UFC Miami, it's not a bad card. You're getting a lot of people that you want to see fight, and hopefully some interesting fights. I mean, half your fight nights are doing better than your pay-per-views. And ultimately, that wasn't the purpose of a pay-per-view. The purpose of a fight pay-per-view is to get attention drawn. Not saying that a fight night doesn't do that, but it's also saying your pay-per-views are doing worse than your fight nights. What does that say about your company? I mean, Hunter Campbell is running your company, not Dana White. But I'm wrong, right? Okay. Well, guys, you guys let me know if you think the UFC has way too many events. What they should do. Should they talk to the fans? Should they have a poll saying who should we have fight? Because honestly, it should be up to the fans, shouldn't it be? I mean, that's the whole purpose. The fights are for the fans. I mean, at the end all, you want entertaining fighters that are going to give you more viewership, right? Might as well talk to your fans. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That was today's hot take video of, does the UFC have way too many events or no? But as always, remember to leave your comments below, like, subscribe, share the content, and hit the notification bell so you guys never ever miss another episode, another hot take episode, another prediction video. Well, remember, go get your Hayabusa fight gear and use my code, in all caps, Sophia, it is my name. You also, guys, can go get the Combat Talk merch on Millions. All the links that I'm talking about will be in the bio of the video, and also they are on the YouTube page, and also all the social media pages are on there too, so go check it out, go follow us, and also remember, I will see you guys next week for another hot take episode and another prediction video. Bye, guys.